Greetings, 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 everything and everyone. Happy Monday morning. We are the Dawn of Ascension Morning Show, and I'm here with my Ascension Soul team, and we're to share our views, our tools, and our journey for these crazy and wonky vibrations and energies we're living in right now. And everybody knows they're plenty crazy and wonky. My name is Arlene, and I'm here today with Aubrey and Susie and Gina. And today we have kind of a special subject. Well, it's not special, but we've been all going through it lately. And I'm sure if it's us, there's many others of you as well. But the subject is letting go. It's really not an easy subject to master because it requires daily attention to letting it go. And what we're letting go of is anything that isn't working for us any longer. Time is moving faster, and this is causing the need for us to let it go so that we can release moving forward. So we're releasing old beliefs, relationships that are not balanced for our moving forward, old skills, old boundaries. And we do this by listening to ourselves. That's it. Listen to ourselves. For self-acknowledgement for what we want and what we don't want. And believe me, if you don't want it, you are vocal about it. It happens. You just have to listen to yourself. So what we're doing is we're creating self-acknowledgement of what we want and don't want, and we're using these tools to stay in our own lane for our spirit to move forward. And one of the things that's good about letting go is you can choose to exchange something for something else. And that's really part of the secret sauce is replace what you don't want with something else. Like replacing a real margarita with a virgin one. That's a really good replacement. Just make a conscious choice for something different. So I know everyone has views on this one today. Aubrey, or what do you have to say about this subject today?
Yeah, well, so a lot of what we need to let go of these days are our attachments. And so an attachment can be anything that has a memory associated with it. It can be a traumatic memory. It can also be a really safe memory. So a really good example is like children's babies blankets. You know, as they grow up, they start forming an attachment to the blanket because they associate it with the feeling of being safe. So as we're kind of navigating these next steps in our ascension, we need to kind of take a look at people or stories that we tell ourselves that we have grown attached to, and kind of go through the process of letting them go so that we can bring in new experiences. And so when you do that, you need to make sure that you, first of all, have gratitude for the experience that kind of taught you to have those feelings, especially if it's something like feeling safe. You know, if you feel safe around a certain person, then really honor that you get to feel that level of safety, and then acknowledge that you can feel that just yourself. You don't need a person to give you that feeling. You have the power. That's your feeling. And then now that you've got that, you don't necessarily need a person and in order to feel that way. And pretty soon you can now have more and more fun adventures with this person. So a really good way that I like to find things that I'm attached to is stories that I tell myself. Narratives is what I call them. And my definition of a narrative is anything that you say to yourself at least 3 times in the same words. Because if it were true, you wouldn't need to keep telling yourself the same thing over and over again. So a narrative could be anything from like money doesn't grow on trees as a narrative, or it could be about your what happened with your ex, you know. And if you keep telling yourself the same story, that's a really good indicator that it's time to let that go. You don't need it. Like Arlene was saying, the easiest way to do that is by replacing it with something else. And so if you find yourself saying something like money doesn't grow on trees, you can shift it to money flows like a river. And there's infinite possibilities of what you can replace your belief systems with, but letting go of old belief systems is a really good idea right now, because kind of the way that the ascension path is going, you're gonna let them go whether or not you want to. So, so yeah.
Thank you for that. Wow, it just makes you want to sit and think about a lot of things about letting go. My mind is just going woo, 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 because we've been letting go. I know I personally, and all of us have. I mean, Mother Earth has, everything has been, letting go of old things that are no longer useful. Does anyone else, Gina, do you have anything you want to add to that?
One thing I feel that people need to hear about letting go is also letting go of, or paying attention to what they feel is truth that they're hearing, and letting go of being fed information from the mainstream media, especially, and especially in these wild and wonky times. Hello, this last weekend. Let it go. Take the emotions out. If you want to know what's happening, just go looking for information, but let go of the emotions, because you're guaranteed you're picking up stuff from everybody else that you're listening to. Listen to your heart. What do you feel is true? And do you really need to be affected by it? Go back to what your life is. What's happening? Go for a walk. Turn off the television. Turn off YouTube. You don't need to listen to us anymore. You need to go hug a tree. So it really is letting go of all the outside stuff bombarding you, and listen to what's happening inside, who you are truly.
Very, very, very good advice. Very good. And by listening to yourself more, the more that you listen to yourself, the more it's going to help you stay grounded as well, because then your mind isn't out there. It comes back to your heart. And anytime you're concentrating on your heart, then you're going to be more grounded, and you won't have so much outside spinning things. You'll be able to really listen to yourself. Does anyone else have anything they would like to say or add to that?
Yeah, I actually have a question for Aubrey. I have a friend who we're basically, we're at different levels, maybe not different levels, but we don't agree on a lot of things anymore. But she's very special to me. And I'm just wondering, letting go, is it I don't think it is there any exceptions to letting go, right? Because we're all ascending together. It doesn't matter where we are in the ascension path, because we're all going to get there eventually. So are there some situations where maybe you shouldn't be letting go, and maybe you should try to do something or stay connected in a certain situation?
Well, so it's important to remember that we are all always very, very connected. And so when we talk about letting go, it's easy to feel like you're letting go of a person or relationship. And the thing is, you are, but what you're letting go of is the unhealthy connection to them, or the old connection that you used to have. So all the cords that you forged, you're doing both of yourselves a favor by letting go of the sick cords. And so if you're ascending a little bit faster than other friends, the truth is they will eventually find their ascension path. You will see them again. It's going to happen. But letting go of the old ways that you were interacting with the world, and letting go of just like your thoughts about what things are is really what it is. That's what you're letting go of. So it's important during this process to not view the other as enemy, like especially if you feel like you have friends around you that are like bringing you down. Don't, when you step away, and you like, that will happen naturally. You don't need to push them away. You start vibing out of sync until you just realize you haven't talked for a while. And so it's most important to lead with your heart in this, in all of this. Your heart really knows what's best, and as long as you're acting out of love in every moment, then you're gonna be fine. You'll know what to do.
I'd like to add that too, that I've had almost the extreme. I've had one. So also too, if you have a strong contract with that person, you're not going to want to let go of them. I mean, that might be, that might be part of it too. There's still something to work through. And then it wasn't a lie, it just went away. There was another point I wanted to make about letting go as well. Gee whiz, I must have had a senior moment.
It's a very good point though, Arlene. Like you might have contracts with people and you might not be able to let go of them because you haven't learned what you were supposed to learn from that relationship. That is.
And there's a difference in energy with that. That's the point I was wanting to make now too, is that if you have a strong contract, there's not going to be an edge to do anything or go anyplace. But if you're supposed to let part of that go, or a belief system that's keeping you guys attached, then you'll know you're supposed to let that go. It will nag you and nag you and nag you until you acknowledge it and do something about it. So there is a difference between the two. Now you can just find it.
Yeah, and all of the answers are in your heart, right there. You have them already. You just gotta actually follow your intuition and truly lead from your heart, and you'll be able to navigate very easily.
Right, right. And sometimes we don't want to look at it. That's hard too.
For a little while.
Yeah, for a little while.
You have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eventually, it's like right there. Look at me. So, Susie, do we have a fairy card today?
We do. And I'm really excited because I was feeling really creative this week and I came up with my own card spread. So I'm really excited to show you what it looks like.
Oh, how fun.
And here it is. So I sort of designed it in a sort of like a little spiral. And the center card is like the oracle, which is the main focus. And then the inner circle is basically the fairy message that I'm going to share with you today. And then the outer circle is basically just supplementary cards and that just give a little bit more clarification on the cards that they're touching. So, all right, so let's get into this little reading. So, so the first card is the Oracle card, which I picked is called Be Spirit Prosperity. And I don't know if you guys can see, but isn't that just the most gorgeous card?
It is.
Yeah, it's got nature all around. You've got flowers, you've got a bee, you've got a little jar with a little light. And I'm feeling that that light is sort of representing our consciousness or the light that's within us, and and it's just connecting into everything that's all around, the bees and the nature and everything. So let's take another look at the tarot cards. And what we've got around it is on the top half, we've got the 10 of Wands and we've got the 7 of Swords. So and it's kind of making me feel that we've kind of reached the end, right? We're just pushing through the last little bit, and before we can push over to the other side, right? We can get over to where we need to go. And the 7 of Swords is sort of like, okay, we've got some decisions to make, right? But we can't we don't get discouraged, right? We don't stop, just keep going, and you can get there. The bottom left hand is the Four of Cups and the Tower. Now, I really wanted to talk about this Four of Cups because as soon as I saw it, I sort of felt like it was emotional cords that we've attached ourselves to. And the one you see that's just floating, right in front of your auric field, it sort of seems like that's like a cord that's just ready to let go, right? You just need to look for it and see it in front of you and acknowledge it and just grab it, right? We know we're at the end. We just have to make the decision to do it, and we just have to go for it. And this card was right beside this Tower card. Ooh, it looks really scary, but it's not. For me personally, I don't think there's a single card in the tarot deck that's scary, and this one is included. The way I look at it is it's just a structure, right? We've put that structure there. We made the decision, we contracted to have that situation to learn from. We put it there, and if we put it there, we can take it away. It's that easy. So, we've got this to deal with, right? And we've got this Tower card in front of us. So what are we going to do? We're going to look it in the eye. We're going to shoulders back. We're going to put our head up high, and we are going to walk up this tower. We're going to just walk all the way to doesn't matter, that there's like, people flying out, like there's like thunder, lightning, that's okay. You don't have to be afraid of that. You created that. We're going to face it. We're walking up this tower. We're at the very top. We see a window. We're going to take this cord, and we are going to, what are we going to do with it, ladies?
I'm gonna disconnect it.
Yes. And we're going to just throw it out that window because we don't need it anymore. And you know what? Just that easy. I mean, we have just defeated the Tower card. Boom. It's that easy. Wasn't that fun? See? Not scary at all. In the bottom two cards, we've got the Empress and the Emperor. So these two cards are really fun as well because this is just showing you how much power you have within you to do this. You don't need anybody else. You already have it within you. And the Emperor and the Empress are my God and Goddess cards, right? And they are male and female, and they are their balance and being an equal power together, right? Because we are such powerful beings, so much more than we even realize. And to have these two cards together, I think that really, really shows that. So, so there you have it, right? You are holding the light. You are the source light. You have the power to take the light in the direction you choose. You just have to accept it and get yourself there. So that's the fairy message for today.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That was a wonderful message. Can you believe how that went with our Let It Go message? Man, when it's a message all the way through, right? Really, really. Gina, do you have any crystal message or anything you would like to update you'd like to share today?
Well, if you've listened to any of our other programs, there's a new crystalline overlay grid that's coming in from Source to help or to raise the Earth's vibrational field for the for this ascension process that we're going through, and it's smoothing out a lot of the ripples and creases and things that have been sort of happening throughout the world. So it will finally come. Oh, actually, I did get the 15th, which is tomorrow, that it will be completely integrated in the planet. So it'll be interesting to see, but Mother Earth is very happy the trees have just been talking to me up a storm. How about Bernard? Has he been talking to you lately, Arlene?
He's been helping me stay grounded a lot. Um, that's what I haven't, I've been working so hard to stay grounded lately that I haven't had much message from him. Other than that, I was very aware that um that the golden trees, that there's been a lot of activity along the golden tree lines and with Mother Earth as well. So I did ground into her crystals today, which was nice. I was able to kind of split my grounding up a little bit, and that was nice. So right now, him and I have just been doing work together, and I think I need to get a little more clear or something before I can get a message from him, because I've had this really hard time staying grounded today. So that's what I have to say.
And it's coming through to share that one of the best crystals or stones to use if you like to work with crystals and harness their abilities to help as you move through things. A really good one right now is malachite, the stone of transformation. Also the green for the heart energy once again. It all comes back to the heart. But malachite is, it's kicked my butt a few times through some things that I needed to let go of. Just saying.
Yeah. Malachite's a beautiful stone and a beautiful energy. It carries lots of copper with it. So of course that would help it be a connector for the heart, and the green as well. I love malachite. Give me a good bullseye malachite and I'm happy. So do we
have any incoming messages?
message? Beep, 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 message incoming. Okay. What do we got, Aubrey? Who's here today?
Today's message is from the fairies, and they want everybody to expect the unexpected. As we're going through this process of letting things go, they want everybody to know that one of the things they want everyone to let go of is the idea that life isn't absurd. They want to in order to lighten up, everybody needs to realize that this is ridiculous. This is all ridiculous. And it's supposed to be, and it's supposed to be fun. And so they are requesting that everybody kind of spend some time letting go of the idea that life is a certain way and expect the unexpected. It's time. Let it go. Let's do something else.
Great message. I think unexpected right now is exactly what we're expecting.
Feeling you're way ahead of the crowd.
It's like any moment, it's like, okay, what are we unexpecting now? Well, it's been a great chat, and I hope that there's others that get something out of our letting go and our message, and just let go, stay into your heart. And if anyone has any comments or any requests or anything, please include that down in the comment section. We'd be glad to answer questions, or even drop a topic that you're interested in, and we'd be glad to discuss that in a nice rounded way. So we'd like to thank you for enjoying our Dawn of Ascension morning show. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye.